When you hear the term notary public, you probably picture someone who just watches you sign a paper and then adds their stamp, right? Well, in one state, Louisiana, that title means something completely different. It's a powerful public office with responsibilities that are just on another level. Okay, let's dive right into this pretty unique legal world. And this quote right here, it just nails it. Listen to those words. Highly trained public official. Someone who drafts the agreements. They don't just witness them. And then they act as the archivist for that document. Right away, you know we're talking about someone with some serious authority, all rooted in Louisiana's one-of-a-kind civil law tradition. So what does it actually take to get one of these prestigious jobs? Well, we're going to follow the entire journey. We'll start with what makes this role so different in the first place, then we'll walk through the incredibly demanding path to getting commissioned, including that intense exam. We'll even cover the final steps, like bonding and appointment, before we hit the biggest question of all. Is this thing really a commission for life? Let's kick things off with a big reason why this is all so different, and it all comes down to Louisiana's legal system. See, the other 49 states, they follow common law, but Louisiana's private law is built on a civil law tradition, and that creates a completely different kind of notary. And I mean, the difference is just night and day. In Louisiana, the notary is a public official who actually drafts things like wills, trusts, and contracts. And when they finalize a document, it's called an authentic act, which means it's automatically considered proof of what's inside it. Meanwhile, everywhere else, a notary's main job is just to make sure you are who you say you are and watch you sign on the dotted line. And let's be super clear here. This isn't just some small legal quirk. Louisiana is completely on its own island with this. It is the only state in the entire country that gives these kinds of broad legal powers to its civilian, non-attorney notaries. So with that kind of power, you can probably guess that it's incredibly hard to get this commission. Yeah, this isn't about just filling out a form online. It's more like running a gauntlet, a whole series of tough challenges designed to weed out everyone but the most qualified people. Which brings up a really good question. Who's even allowed to try for this? The state sets the bar incredibly high right from the very beginning. The checklist to get started is pretty extensive. First, you've got the basics. Gotta be 18, live in Louisiana, and have a high school diploma. But then it gets personal fast. Applicants have to prove they're of good moral character, have integrity, and even have sober habits. And on top of all that, you have to be a registered voter in your home parish. That's what they call counties in Louisiana. And you can't have any felony convictions unless you've been pardoned. Now, if you manage to clear all of those hurdles, you've finally earned the right to face the single biggest challenge of the whole process, the statewide notary exam. This thing is the ultimate test of your knowledge and your skill. And it is a total marathon. We're talking 5 full hours. To put that in perspective for you, that's actually longer than the bar exam for lawyers in some states. So yeah, this is no pop quiz. It's an incredibly intense evaluation. The exam's broken into 3 parts, and you have to pass all of them. First up is multiple choice, digging deep into the Louisiana Civil Code. Then comes an open book research section, where you have to race against the clock to find and apply the right laws. And finally, the practical test. They give you a complicated scenario, and you have to draft the correct legal documents completely from scratch. So you need the book smarts, the research skills, and the practical ability to do the job, all while the clock is ticking down. So, be honest with yourself. Think you could pass that? Okay, so for the very few who actually manage to pass that beast of an exam, you'd think you're done, right? Ha, not quite. The journey still isn't over. The last steps are all about securing your commission through bonding and a formal appointment. The very first thing you need after passing that test? Money. Well, sort of. You have to get a $10,000 bond or an equivalent insurance policy. This isn't just more paperwork, it's a financial promise to the public that you're accountable for your work. So what's the difference between those two options? It's a really big deal. A surety bond is mostly there to protect the public. If you make a big mistake and the bond has to pay out, you have to pay that money back to the bonding company. An errors and omissions policy, on the other hand, is basically professional insurance that protects you, the notary. If there's a claim, the insurance company pays it and handles your legal defense. It's a huge decision for a new notary. Once you have that financial protection lined up, it's the final bureaucratic sprint. You have to submit a formal oath of office, file your proof of bond, and officially record your signature. Only then will the governor issue the commission. But wait, there's more. Even that isn't the final word. The appointment still has to be confirmed by the Louisiana State Senate.
So after that incredibly long and difficult journey, you finally hold one of the most unique public offices in the entire country. And here's probably the most surprising part of this whole thing. Unlike in other states, your commission never expires.
You heard that right. For life. While notaries everywhere else are renewing their commissions every few years, in Louisiana, once you're in, you're in. That just tells you everything about the immense trust and responsibility the state places on your shoulders. But for life definitely doesn't mean it's unconditional. This huge power comes with huge responsibility. So, what kind of mistake could actually make a notary lose this permanent commission?
The list of things that can get you in trouble is long and serious. Any kind of dishonesty or fraud is a big one. A felony conviction, gross misconduct, or knowingly certifying something that's false will do it too. But you can also lose it for just failing to meet the basic requirements anymore, like if you move out of state. And, as we're about to see, even a simple bit of paperwork can trip you up.
The consequences for any of these actions are severe. Your commission can get suspended for a while, or in the worst cases, completely revoked. That means stripped of your powers permanently. And get this, because this is a critical point. You don't even have to commit fraud to lose your authority. Remember that 5-year bond? If it expires and you just forget to renew it, your commission is automatically suspended. Poof. No hearing, no warning. Your power to act is just gone until you fix it. So when you boil it all down, the Louisiana notary is so much more than a rubber stamp. They are a powerful public official, a gatekeeper for legal integrity, who goes through this absolutely rigorous process to earn a lifelong but surprisingly fragile public trust. The path is just so demanding, and the professional stakes couldn't possibly be higher. It kind of leaves us with this final thought, doesn't it? Is this unique, powerful office a model for legal integrity that maybe other places could learn from? Or is it just an artifact of a bygone era, an outdated system that doesn't really fit in our modern world?